Hello everybody, welcome. Good morning. Hope you're all well for this Wednesday meet. We're going to Hollywood Bet, Scottsville and Maritzburg, and Len Mayhew is on the line. Yeah, he was a little stiff the other day. He caught some jackpots and bipots, and PAs did well. We were so close to that huge pick six, missing it on the first leg. Hopefully we'll straighten up today and continue with a winning form. We're starting with race number 2. And I can tell you that the favourite in this race is the Stewie Ferry horse, number 9, Predator's Crown. They do like it. It's 12-10. 3, Surreal Song, comes from the Highveld to 7-2 for Paul Matchett. 2, Liz Hurley's 11-2. And this morning you can get 7-1 about the 4, Sierra Foxtrot. 12s and better, the balance. Morning, Len. Bipod time. Are we starting with bankering Predator's Crown, or are you going to go a little deeper?
Good morning, Clyde. No, I think we can bank a Predator's Crown, Clyde. You know, I think she may have just needed her last run. And I also feel that she will be better suited to this 1,000-meter sprint today. You know, and her form lines are very strong. You know, if you look at her first run, 5 horses have come out and won since that, which she finished ahead of. So, as I say, the form lines are very strong. Obviously, I've got to respect the Highveld visitor, Surreal Song. She looks a main threat, but I do think that Predator's Crown will take quite a bit of beating in the opening leg of the bipod.
Got it. Banker 9 by 2 and 3, by 1 and 2, by 5, 8, 9, by 5, 7, by 1, 2, 6, 8. And if you take it like that, it costs 96 Rand. Okay, let's get on to race number 3. This is the start of the place accumulator, and it is a juvenile plate. They're going over 1,400 meters. And number 2, Prized Possession, looks the right horse in the race. Only had a couple of starts. Both occasions were decent runs. Sean Veal rode him on both of those occasions. Gavin Larena is there to ride him now, and he must have a big winning chance based on what we've seen to date, particularly, Len, the run to Benny and Paul, because I know that Benny and Paul is highly rated and actually a top-class horse. So Prize Possession, I think it was 14-10, is now 12-10, so they're backing Gavin Larena here, and he looks the right one.
Yes, Clyde, he would be my narrow first choice. You know, I thought that it was between the two of them, to be honest, Prize Possession and Dionair. Both have got good form, both look useful. Prize Possession, as you said, a very good run behind Benny and Paul, who they think highly of. But Dionair, I mean, he's had some good runs, you know, 3/4 of a length to Tudor Rose, 3/4 of a length behind Kid from the South. And then last time he just found the Cape horse too good for him, Charlie Bucket. So for me, one of those two will win. Yes, I do make the visiting horse number 1 Satisfied third best. But for PA purposes, I think Prize Possession can be a banker.
Fair enough. So place accumulator, we should be safe with the 2 Prize Possession. However, having heard what Len said now, I'm not sure if we'll be taking 12-10 about the favourite, because Dionair is a danger in terms of the outright win, so just watch out for that. That's the PA, cost 128. Race 4. Let's have a look at pick sixes, how we're going to do the pick six now. It's a 1,400 B stakes. I'll give you an idea. Runs at about 25-2. The market's recommending that we do the following, or look at the following. 1, Tromboline's favourite, Gavin Larena riding for the De Kock team here, priced up at 14-10. 2, Next of Kin is the other from the same stable, 33-10. 6, Beyond All Doubt is 11-2. And then Nordic Chief, the 3 horse, is trading at 13-2. Then it's 14-1 and better the balance. So De Kock team got quite a strong hold here, Len, the 2 of them, 1 and 2. Is that enough?
Yes, Clyde, they have got a very strong hand here. Tromboline's has some very good Highveld form. You know, he's had a win and 4 places from his 6 runs. And he only just failed to hold off Tracksuit Dave last time out. So for me, he is the one to beat. But healthy respect for the 2 horse Next of Kin, the stable companion. He had excuses last time, but his form before that was highly consistent. And he's only got 51 kilos to shoulder today. So he's sure to give plenty of cheek to Trombolines. Then there's a horse that is also well above average, the 6 horse, Beyond All Doubt. He's very useful, but he's had a 3-month break, and I think he will probably, more than likely, he will need this run. So I've gone along with just the 2, 1 and 2 in the first leg of the pick 6.
Yeah, fair enough. MJ Odendaal does say lightly framed horses, Beyond All Doubt, given a rest, and has had the African horse sickness vaccination. There's the pick 6 from Len, cost 76.8 for a full perm. So Glenn Cotson Stable's been in really good form. They've got an odds-on favourite here who's currently trading at 9 to 10. This horse, Take the Green Light. Chad Little is riding it. The 9 Peaceful Duchess is trading at 3 to 1 second favourite. 5 Black Platina is around 10 to 1 thereabouts. Craig Zaki riding for the other Cotson Stable, Naty Cotson. And then 14's and better the balance. But the Glenn Cotson side of things, Len, they're in good form. I'm wondering if we're good enough to banker.
Yes, Clyde, he certainly is in good form at the moment. Look, it's an open maiden handicap, which sort of levels the playing field a bit for the weaker maidens. And Take the Green Light is certainly the form horse and looks the one to beat. But he does give weight all around, and he's been off for just over 2 months. So, if I knew if he was 100% fit and well, I'd probably bank him. But I have covered him in the pick 6 and the jackpot. I put in the 5 horse Black Platina. Look, he's had a lot of chances, I know. But he ran well below ability in his last 2 runs. But that was on the poly track. And I think today he'll be better suited to the turf. And then Peaceful Duchess. She's my 3rd choice. I've included her. She seems to be coming along nicely. So hopefully one of those 3 can get us through the pick 6 and first leg of the jackpot.
Fair enough, thanks for that. Cost 120, that jackpot on screen, 589 now, by 5 and 7, by 1268, by 13689. So let's take a look at the next race on the card, and this is a class 4 over the 1200 metres. Market has got them priced up as follows. Favourite is Xenophon, top of the boards at 14 to 10 for Sean Terry and Craig Zaki. They team up and have a big claim here. 5 Showgirl, Richard Fourie and Peter Muscat, 15 to 10 at the moment. So those 2 dominating the market. Lucinda Woodruff and Calvin Habib team up. They got the 1 Azuri, who's 7 to 2, and then 14 to 1 and better about the balance. As far as Showgirl goes, well, she hasn't run since November. But I heard Peter Muscat saying that this filly is good enough to win. He's got her not 100%, but to a stage where after what she had to overcome, that she may well show up. So just watch out. She's got a lot of talent, this filly, despite the issues that she had to go through. What does that mean for you, Len? Are you still going to go with Xenophon as the first choice, or would you now have respect for Showgirl?
No, Clyde, I've gone along with the 2 runners. Showgirl makes a reappearance after being, as you mentioned, she's been sidelined for 8 months, but she showed a lot of promise before that. And clearly her last run was all wrong because the money was down that day. They backed her and she pulled up lame. So she's obviously got her issues, but the fact that Peter Muscat has brought her out, she must be reasonably fit and well. And I see Richard Fourie is stuck with her. He's ridden her in the last 4 races. So for me, she's a big runner. I'm sure all the indications are that she's fit and well. The obvious danger is Xenophon. He did run the worst race of his career 2 runs ago at Scottsville, but the conditions on that day were soft, and I don't think it was in his favour. So he's an obvious threat to her. So I've taken a chance and just gone along with the 2 of them here in all perms.
Fair enough, got it. Thank you. This is our next jackpot. Take this jackpot, costs 128. Okay, race 7's a progress plate, so make a note of that, and it's over 1,200 metres, and a very good Esteemed comes back to the races. He hasn't run since being on the Highveld. He was there in March of last year, so it's been quite a long time since we've seen him. But Mike de Kock has said that this horse is working very well, and they're expecting a good run. So he hasn't said it needs it, they're expecting a good one. So just look out. He's good enough, this horse is deemed, once he's back to his best. Well, the market's got them as follows. Priced up this morning on the Wednesday morning is even money about his team, so they kind of know about it. And they like the form too, the market. The 2 Infinity Edge is 7-2. 6 The Last Duke's 11-2. And 13-2 number 8, Good For You. Len, I noticed you, I suppose there is good reason for some doubt, and you've gone a few horses here.
Yes, Clyde. Look, Esteemed looks to be a very promising 3-year-old. And although he hasn't raced since March 2025, as you mentioned, the comment from the De Kock stable is that he's working well and they're expecting a good run. So it seems that the rest is not too much of a major concern to the stable. And look, it is only a sprint. And when a horse has got class, they don't have to be, I suppose, at peak fitness. They can still get away with it because it's mainly pure speed. The class generally carries them through. But he's not running against poor horses here. There's quite a few in here that have got ability. And for that reason, I have covered him just on the off chance that he is, slightly in need of it. I included Infinity Edge, the Last Duke from the Halfveld. He's very good on his day. And Good For You, he's run with some class horses before, and they're all capable of picking up the pieces if his team fluffs his lines.
Got it. Thanks, Len. Your trifecta, you're boxing 1, 2, 6 and 8. Welcome back. Let's get on to race number 8 on the card now and take a look at what we're going to do in this Class 3 over 1,200 meters. And as far as this race is concerned, any comments from trainers that you might want to hear about? Well, Bourbon Warrior, Mr. Govender says we'll need the run. I think that's the only one that I can make reference to. In terms of the market, well, they've got Halala and Dean Kaname, lovely horses, 15-10. 6 Best of All is second choice at 7-2. 5 Master of the Desert is 15-2, and number 9 Military Command all the same at 15-2. It's 10-1 and better about the balance. Good horse this Halala. Len, like that he's run 4 times, he's won 3 out of 4, so there's no shortage of ability by the son of Awam.
Yes, Clyde, certainly. And the day that he got beat, everything went wrong for him. So he should actually have a clean record of all wins. And I really do rate this horse. I really think he's heading for the top division at a rate of knots. But I've been thrown a curveball today. We will see how good he is, because the last time he ran and he won, he gave Best of All 3 kilos and beat him by a length. Just behind that, 2.5 lengths behind, was Military Command, also getting 3 kilos that day. Today, he's giving away 10 kilos. 10 kilos for 1 length and a 2-length beating. It's really got me worried. So for that reason, I have covered him. I've covered him with the with Best of All, because strictly at the weights, Best of All should beat him today. But we don't know how good Halala is. So I've gone along with 6 and 8 in most of the perms, except the first jackpot. I did cover him with 3 other horses, but I do think between 6 and 8.
Got it. Makes sense. Makes 10 kilos a lot of weight. A lot of weight for that kind of defeat. So let's see how that all works out. The horse to beat is Halala. Is he good enough to give away a ton of weight to his dangers? Okay, 9th and final race. That's what we're looking at the moment. And let me pull up what the betting looks like this morning. The Golden's the favourite. Dean Kaname, Craig Zaki. They priced up at 22-10. That's the 13 horse. 14 Rags to Riches is at 6-1. 6 Amerfort, 7-1. The 9 Meeksha, 10-1. The 4 Cassandra, 10-1. And the 8 Sovereign Gem is also trading at 10-1. It's 14s and better about the balance. I guess when you look at it, Len, it's the Golden or it's everything.
Well, Clyde, for me, this is the most difficult race on the card today. I quite like, if my first choice would be the 6 horse Amerfort. She's improved since racing with the blinkers, and she does run well for the young apprentice, Divish Ramkalawan. And I'm expecting a good run from her again. The 2-year-old De Gulden, I think maybe she'd found the 1400 a bit far for her last time. So she will do better over the 1200 meters today. And also Rags to Riches, who wasn't far behind her when they ran in the maidens together. So she's got to be included. But both of them are drawn towards the outside, which is not in their favour, De Gulden and Rags to Riches. So for me, I'm expecting, I wouldn't be, I think you could get a result in this race. So I've gone wide in the jackpot and pick sixes.
Okay, thanks for that, Len. 4, 6, 13, 14, the last leg, that's what we recommend in terms of exactas. Also a good quartet race, you get a bit of money out of that. But that's the latest in terms of the Wednesday meeting. Hopefully it's been a good one for you. Thanks so much. We joined Daryl Marie. We're talking about the grooms meeting, the work riders meeting that is, on Thursday.